So, I've seen a couple of comments in a few other groups besides this one about people saying, oh, I just mix 50 of this and 50 of that, or kind of whatever. That's not necessarily a good idea. This is 12% oil, 20% nitro. This is 16%, 20% nitro. If you start mixing shit together like this, you can end up having nitro contents that are way too high, or oil contents that are through the roof, or they might not mix properly. They might even separate. So, not a good idea. If anyone's telling you to mix your fuels together, don't. Run one or the other. And if you have a fuel like this that has a low oil content, like 8%, this is 28, or 20% nitro, 8% oil, I add oil to bring it up to around 10 or 12%. That's just my own preference. So I add this oil here is a good one. This oil here is a good one. Or this oil here is a good one, which I used to make some 0% nitro earlier today, which you guys already saw. Another thing I want to touch on really quick is when people say you can't switch nitro, you can't do this and you can't do that. Well, you're wrong. I run my engines on anything from 0% all the way up to whatever I can get for cheap. This is $55 right here for a gallon of backyard basher. People go, oh, I don't like backyard basher. Well, that's what was available. That's what I run. So that's how it is. But if someone says, oh, you broke your engine in on 20%, only run 20%. That's not true. You can switch to 30. If the engine was broken on 30, run 15, 10, whatever. Run whatever you want to run. Just retune properly. That's all there is to it, is you just have to retune accordingly. You know, anytime I switch fuel, like if I go from this guy here, which is 20-12 mixture, to 2016, I have to retune a little bit. That's it. Or if I switch to 28, I have to retune a little bit. If I add more oil, I have to retune a little bit. It's just all in the tuning, right? You can run anything you want. It doesn't matter. So don't let anyone tell you that you can't run whatever blend you want. And for crying out loud, please don't start mixing these things together. If I take this fuel here and mix clots with it, sure, it turns a lovely pink like that. But if I leave it for 24 hours, this oil and this oil are not compatible. This oil will actually float to the top and make a big cloudy mess. I kind of learned that the hard way, unfortunately, but just be careful of what you're doing if you're going to start adding oil to fuel. What I can suggest is get yourself a small container that's airtight, like a Ziploc or a Tupperware container that you're never going to use for food again, and take some of your fuel, whatever kind you have, let's say it's a low oil content fuel like this, and try out one of these oils here and mix a little bit with it. You know, have 3 samples and mix them each and shake them up and let them sit overnight and see if they separate. And if they don't, then you're good to go. Another thing you might want to grab yourself is a graduated cylinder. This is 100 milliliters, so you can get them all the way up to 1,000. So up to you. But like I said, don't be mixing different fuels together unless you know what you're doing, because you can end up with bad shit happening to your engine and costing yourself a lot of money. Don't do what I do unless you know what you're doing. And whoever the hell said you're the Heisenberg of nitro, thank you. You're freaking awesome. Anyways, guys, keep burning nitro, or zero nitro, or diesel, or whatever the hell it is you guys burn out there. Have fun.